Hey guys, it's Ami and more. I'm excited to show you how to make this Cookie Monster hat. This is actually crochet, but because of the fur, it's hard to see the stitches. But if you look behind it, you can see that it is crochet, but we're just using eyelash yarn. All right, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. For the eyelash yarn, the yarn I'm using is the ice yarn. This is the one in the 50 gram and it's the extra long eyelash. You can see right here. It's really long, so you get a nice and very furry look for your Cookie Monster. And for the adult size hat, you'll want about at least four skeins of the 50 grams. You might be able to get away with 3, but just to be on the safe side, you might want to have at least 4 skeins. And I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook. For the hat, you're going to need 1 strand of the blue worsted weight acrylic yarn. And you're going to get 1 eyelash strand. And what you're going to do is you're going to double them up together so you have 2 strands, and we're going to work them as 1 strand together with our crochet hook here, which is size 5.5 millimeter. So now we are going to do 6 single crochet stitch into the magic ring. Okay, so now this is gonna be our first single crochet stitch. Gets a little messy, but yeah, just pretend it's 1 yarn you're working with, and we're going to do 6 into the magic string. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, and that is 6. And now we're going to grab the blue acrylic yarn here, and then we're just gonna pull, and then it's gonna pull it in. Okay, here we are. And it gets, because it's furry, it gets a little bit hard to see the stitches, but if you look closely, you can see the stitches. Okay, now we're going to use a stitch marker and mark the end of our round right over here. Now for round 2, we're just going to do 2 in each stitch around. So at the end, you should have 12 single crochet stitches. So here's my first stitch right here. So I'm going to enter here. I'm going to do 2. So that's my first one. It's my second one right here. Okay, next one. This is going to be 3. And then another one here, so that's my 4th. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to my next one. It's gonna be 5 and 6. Next one, 7, same place, 8. Okay, next stitch, that's gonna be 9. And then in the same stitch, 10. And in my very last stitch, it's going to be 11 and 12. Okay, and then I can go ahead and move my stitch marker and put it into the very last one. Okay, so now if we look, and if you look on the other side, you can see the other side is starting to get very furry, this side. So this side will be actually the outside of where the Cookie Monster hat, and this will be the inside of the hat, which has less fur. Round 3, our pattern is going to be 2, 1, 2, 1 all the way around, and you'll have 18 single crochet stitches at the end. Okay, so let's go ahead and work up around. So it's going to be 2 here. That's 1 and 2, and then just 1 in my next stitch, 2 here again, 1 and 2, and then just 1 in my next stitch. Okay, 2 again, 1, 2, and then just 1 in my next stitch, and continue all the way around, and you should have 18 single crochet stitches at the end. Now for round 4, our pattern is going to be 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and repeat the pattern all the way around, and you'll have 24 single crochet stitches in the end. Okay, so for our next stitch, it's gonna be 2 here. So that's 1, same stitch, 2. Then next stitch is just 1, and my next stitch is just 1 again, and repeat again. 2 here, 1, 2, and then just 1 and 1, and continue the same pattern all the way around. Okay, and at the end of round 4, you'll want to check your gauge, and the diameter should be about 3.5 inches long. For round 5, our pattern is going to be 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, and repeat all the way around, and you should have 30 single crochet stitches. So here we're going to do 1 and 2, and then just 1, 1 and 1. Okay, and continue the same pattern all the way around, and I will meet you at the end of this round. Now for round 6, our pattern is going to be 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1 all the way around, and we should have 40 single crochet stitches in the end. So we're going to do 2 here, 1 and 2, and then just 1 here, and then 1 in the next one. Okay, 2 again here, 1, 2, and then just 1 and 1. Okay, go ahead and repeat the pattern all the way around. For round 7, our pattern is going to be 2, and in the next 7, just 1, and repeat the pattern all the way around, and you should have 45 single crochet stitches at the end. So in our very next stitch, we're going to do 1, and in the same stitch, we're going to do a second one here. Okay, now in our next 7, it's just 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and repeat the pattern again. Now for round 8, our pattern is going to be 2, and in our next 8, it's just going to be 1, 2, and in our next 8, just 1, and go all the way around, and you'll have 50 single crochet stitches at the end. So in our next stitch, we are going to do 1, same stitch, 2. Okay, in our next 8, just 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and repeat the pattern all the way around. And after round 8, you should now have 50 single crochet stitches. So if you look here, we see our stitches, but if we flip it around, you can see our furry cookie monster start emerging. So now for round 9 through 18, we are just going to stay at 50 single crochet stitches. So now is the easy part, in which we just stay with 1 single crochet stitch all the way around. So go ahead and Just do 1 single crochet stitch in each stitch around, and I will meet you at the end of round 18. So this is how your hat should look like after 18 rounds. If you look at the other side, you can see it has become very fuzzy and furry there. So now what you want to do is you want to cut the eyelash yarn really short, but you want to cut a longer tail for the acrylic yarn right here. And then you'll want to fasten off. Okay, and then if you find this eyelash yarn to be quite long, you will want to cut it a little bit more closer to the edge. Okay, now what we can do is we want to go ahead and weave in our end right here. So you're going to get your yarn needle. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and go to the back. Okay, and we're just going to weave in to hide our end right here. Okay, so you just pull it through, and then you're gonna go the other direction. Okay, and then you'll just get, and then it's hidden, and you'll also want to hide this tail as well. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and hide it inside here as well. Okay, and then we can just go ahead and cut it. Okay, and our furry base for our hat is finished. Now for our eye, we're going to switch to a 5.0 millimeter hook, and we're going to get white acrylic worsted weighted yarn. And for round 1, we are going to do 6 single crochet stitch into the magic ring. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead and bring it closed, and then we are going to use our stitch marker to mark the end of this round right here. For round 2, it's going to be 2 in each stitch all the way around, and you'll have 12 single crochet stitches at the end. So in our very first stitch, we're gonna have 1, same stitch, 2. Okay, and 2 in the next one as well. 1 and 2, and go ahead and go all the way around, and we will have 12 single crochet stitches at the end. Now for round 3, our pattern is 2, 1, 2, 1 all the way around, and you'll have 18 single crochet stitches. So that's 1 and 2, and then just 1 here. 1 and 2, and just 1, and repeat the pattern all the way around. Now for round 4, our pattern is 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and repeat all the way around, and you'll have 24 single crochet stitches. So that's 1, 2, 1, and 1. Okay, and continue to repeat the pattern all the way around. Now for rounds 5 through 7, we're just going to stay at 24 single crochet stitches. So we're just going to do 1 single crochet stitch in each stitch around. So go ahead and work up your stitches, and I'll meet you at the end of round 7. This is how your eye should look like after 7 rounds. And now for round 8, our pattern is going to be a decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet, all the way around, and you should have 18 single crochet stitches. So here is my decrease. Okay, and then just a 1 single crochet stitch and 1 single crochet stitch. Okay, I'm going to repeat again a decrease here. and then a single crochet stitch and another single crochet stitch. Go ahead and repeat the pattern all the way around. Now for round 9, our pattern is going to be a decrease, and then in the next 4 it's just single crochet stitch, and repeat the pattern all the way around, and you will have 15 single crochet stitches. So we're going to go ahead and do a decrease right here, and then in our next 4 just 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, repeat the pattern again. A decrease here. Okay, in our next 4, just 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so by the time you finish this round, now you should have 15 single crochet stitches. Okay, and this is how your eye should look like. You can go ahead and cut a long tail and fasten off. Okay, and now you want to make 2. Now for the pupils, you are going to get black yarn, and you are going to do 6 single crochet stitch into the magic ring. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and you're going to close the loop, and then you are going to slip stitch into the very first single crochet stitch here. Go ahead and slip stitch. So, and then you're going to go ahead and cut off a long tail. Okay, so you'll want to make 2 of these. Okay, now we're ready to assemble our parts, the eyeballs for our Cookie Monster hat. I like to use a mannequin to help me so it puts it in place. But if you don't have a mannequin, you could also use your knee. Sometimes I'll just stick my knee out and put the hat over it so that I have something that holds it into place. Okay, so now for placement of the eyeball, I like to count about 7 to 8 rounds up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And right after the 7th, I'm gonna go ahead and place that in the middle right here. Let's see where the other one looks like. And this is about the placement of where I like my eyeballs. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get my yarn needle, and I'm gonna sew it into place. So you just go in and out. So that's our first eyeball finished. So the eyeballs are sewn onto the head, but sometimes I like to also sew this part together so they stay close and the eyes don't separate. So I'll just get the yarn right here, and then I'll go ahead and just go in, and I'll go ahead and sew these close together so they're tied together and they don't separate as much. So for the Cookie Monster, I like to sew one towards the center, towards each other, and one you want to be at the top and one more towards the bottom. And here's our finished Cookie Monster hat. Alright, be sure to like and subscribe so you can catch all my latest tutorials. I plan to come out also with Elmo and possibly Oscar as well. So like and subscribe so you can catch all my videos. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.